All right, folks, looks like California's Governor Gavin Newsom has finally cracked. This guy just begged Congress for $40 billion to clean up the mess from the Palisades fires. You know, the disaster that happened because of California's amazing progressive leadership. So Newsom actually admitted that California is in over its head and that they can't handle the damage. Shocking, right? And he knows that any help from the feds is going to come with some strings attached because Trump made it pretty clear. No voter ID, no cash.
I want to see two things in Los Angeles. Voter ID, so that the people have a chance to vote. And I want to see the water be released and come down into Los Angeles and throughout the state. Those are the two things. After that, I will be the greatest president that California has ever seen.
Let's be real. Trump's been calling out California's nonsense for ages. If they want federal help, they need to enforce voter ID. Seems pretty reasonable. But of course, in California, you don't even need an ID to vote. You don't need an ID to register either. So what's even the point? California basically runs an open invite party where nobody knows who's voting. What a model of democracy. Oh, and Trump isn't the only one pushing this. House Speaker Mike Johnson has also chimed in, saying they're not handing over a single cent unless California shapes up.
Listen, there are a lot of issues going on in California, and we have been lamenting the lack of voter security there for some time, election security. We were deeply concerned about it in this last election cycle, and we saw 3 of our seats frankly slip away from us in the weeks that it took to continue counting ballots in California when seemingly every other state and nation in America can get it done. It's inexcusable. Gavin Newsom provides, I think, such a lack of leadership there in so many ways, and it was highlighted by the disaster with the fires. It's so heartbreaking that California citizens are suffering because of the lack of state and local leadership on those issues.
Johnson pointed out what we already know. California's elections are a complete joke. Their forest management is a disaster, and their leadership is, well, non-existent. But wait, there's more. Just 3 weeks ago, California threw $50 million into a budget initiative to protect illegal immigrants from Trump's administration. Let me get this straight. Newsom is spending state money to protect people who aren't even supposed to be here, and then he's turning around and begging the feds for $40 billion to clean up his mess. Insane. And if you think that's where the idiocy stops, get ready for this. California has spent $16 billion, yes, billion with a B, on a high-speed rail project that's still nowhere to be seen. Over a decade behind schedule, and they keep asking for more cash. Where did the money go? Probably into the pockets of the same crooked consultants and politicians who are running this circus. And here's the real kicker. California is spending $9.5 billion a year on healthcare costs for illegal immigrants. So while citizens are dealing with wildfires and crumbling infrastructure, Newsom's using taxpayer money to protect and pay for people who shouldn't even be here. Then he lets them vote. Because that's totally how democracy is supposed to work, right? Thankfully, Trump and Johnson have finally had enough of this clown show. If California wants any federal help, they're going to need to enforce voter ID and actually work to remove illegal immigrants. It's honestly mind-blowing that things have gotten this bad. But hey, at least Newsom will be out of office in 2026. Although, rumor has it, Kamala Harris wants to take over. Because clearly California hasn't suffered enough. Anyway, that's it for today, folks. Gavin Newsom is an idiot. Subscribe for more. I'm out.